What is a psychic? In the 300 years between 1450 and 1750, a psychic meant a witch. During the Reformation and the 30 Years' War, there were up to 100,000 executions of the so-called witches. Although most people would immediately cross you out of their dinner list if you dare to talk about psychics, many of us are fascinated with the special gifts some of them possess. In the movie X-Men, people with supernatural abilities had to live in seclusion to keep themselves and us safe. But in real life, threats can come from anywhere. While the modern-day X-Men, the so-called psychics, no longer live in seclusion. They live among us. Have you ever wondered why people show so much interest but very little respect to psychics? I mean, the general public, for the believers, they may feel they are divine messengers, or I should say, messengers with special gifts sent to us with special missions. Whether you consider people's psychic ability as a gift or something demonic, you have to admit they are different. Do you know what psychic ability means? Today we will meet with Jerry, a certified computer professional with 15 different psychic abilities. And Shauna showed us how an attorney at law can be a psychic at heart. Then Dr. Altanzi pioneered the skills of a psychiatrist with the talent of a psychic and has healed many. And then Frances, who gave up her real estate career to channel messages from the other side, followed by a mediumship talk show. Believe me, after this video, you will know more than you're ready for. Let's start by categorizing the different kind of psychic abilities from A to Z. They are apportation, aura reading, automatic writing, astral projection, bilocation or multilocation, clairvoyance, death warning, divination, dowsing, energy medicine, empathy, faith healing, mediumship, precognition, psychometry, remote viewing, retrocognition, which means perception of past events, scrying. It is the use of an item to view events at a distance or in the future. Telepathy, which is transferring of thoughts, words, or emotions in either direction. Wow, no wonder people call psychic ability a gift. Don't you think this long list looks almost like a Christmas wish list? Do you know anyone with such abilities? Do you have any of these abilities or gifts? Do you want to meet someone with these gifts? Our guest today actually has 15 of these gifts. However, we will only focus on aura reading, which is the color around you, energy medicine, divination and empathy, precognition and postcognition. You will either hear from our guest speaker or our producer whose unbelievable encounter led to the production of this video. Aura reading.
In a nutshell, what I do is I determine by how I see energy flowing around the body, whether you have a blockage in that area, whether your chakras are opened or closed, and if you have any blocks from the chi energy coming up.
Energy medicine?
I don't call it energy medicine per se. I've been called an intuitive medical healer, but what I really do is I see the energy within the body. My mind gives me the ability to act like a X-ray machine or sometimes an MRI machine, and I do hands-on healing, and through my hands I can communicate with your body through your aura, through your blood, through your water, and I ask you personally what's wrong with you, and then I can see energy coming off your spine or off your different parts of the body, and if it's not in tone to what the electrical current should be, I can send energy there and then start healing.
Divination and empathy.
And so telepathy is really cool because you can actually take and transfer thought from your own self into another person and have them respond accordingly. Because what you're really doing is you're not talking to the mind anymore. You're talking to the energy of that actual person when they are in a transitional state of being relaxed and accepting of energy.
When I first talked to Jerry, the first thing he said to me was that I have issues with the left side of my neck. I did not think my stiff neck was obvious, so I thought he was spot on. But I can't rule out that he may have sensed my extreme pain there. However, it was what he told me after that really got my attention. He pointed out almost all the problem areas just by viewing my aura. He then did the energy balancing on me. Again, I can't rule out I may have been influenced by my wish to be healed psychically. But I have to tell you, I felt immediately better after the treatment, and my neck is as good as new now. And his post-cognition was as impressive. He told me a lot of things only my family knows, and the few things he told me have actually happened. I don't want to get into too much details as everyone perceives things differently, but I think he really has the gift. I believe Jerry has the gift, but how about you? What would you say if I can show you the changes in the brain during his energy healing? With the help of Becky Bassam, we can glance at Sue's brain activities when she received energy healing. Sue has dropsy, fibromyalgia, chronic migraines. She also has brain trauma possibly caused by prior injuries. And to make sure we get a passing grade on this experiment, we have someone who has spent the last 34 years delivering such verdicts. Let's meet Professor Eldridge Huntington. Professor Huntington has been working for California State University, Dominguez Hills since 1982. His class is not for the weak nor the lazy, but he has earned love and respect from many. He spent 16 years working for DeVille Family and Youth Services, helping children with learning disabilities. He has been the president for Functional Analysis Assessment for 19 years. He has also been taking on autism concerns, and he is an intuitive healer. We will watch Jerry and Eldridge performing healing on Sue.
I was diagnosed with neuropathy and fibromyalgia.
With Becky analyzing Sue's brain mapping.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Basham. I'm Director of Neurosciences at a recovery center here in Oxnard, California. I work with people who are struggling with addictions and traumatic brain injuries.
And of course, you get to monitor the process with us.
Right down the center of her brain, she has a slight line that, okay.
It's actually in the delta frequencies.
I can feel it in the, right here in my head. My head feels like a ping.
It's going fast there.
I almost feel like I keep going off balance with her.
Well, there's stuff going on both sides.
Yeah, because I was rocking back and forth. I'm trying to keep my hands
I want you to
steady.
relax. What I want you to do is to help her to cool off the excess energy in the deep limbic system and really
Her back, especially with right after
probably
the,
just right here, right at C1, 2.
yeah, it goes down a little bit further. If you follow the impulses going down her back, and that's why I asked if you could measure it,
I can't get that.
patterns actually cut out.
I have an idea.
It won't take me but a few minutes to try to eliminate the dead cells in her.
Okay.
Did you see changes when I was working on her?
I saw a little bit, but I saw her very, very, very resistant.
Resistant? I'm not resistant. You can
Not
take that
able-
word back. I am
Or
so
not letting,
open.
but not letting go of what you were thinking. That it just looked like your brain was just.
Really? Because I am so
That's what it
open
looks
at
like.
this point that, like I told Jerry now, you wouldn't have even met me today.
Mhm.
But I told him I am so open, remember? And I am. I've been to, well, together 9-foot specialists.
You're trying
I-
really, really hard now.
I'm
Trying.
I'm trying to get my feet ready so I can live the second part of my life. I don't want to be in a wheelchair.
Instead.
I know.
Now, how do you feel right now?
I feel relaxed. I feel fine. I'm always a little bit on the
Yeah.
hyper.
Do you need to sit next to her, or you can
No, I'm fine.
It doesn't matter where he's sitting in the whole world. Okay, eyes closed.
Tell me when to start.
Yeah, it's ready anytime you are. It's ready. We're on.
Any change at all?
Not really. Well, just
What?
connectivity is good. She's uncomfortable. We're getting
Yeah.
It doesn't look like muscle tension, but
It is, so.
it is. Yeah, so that's probably what I'm saying.
That's the thing.
I'm
she's
getting no
saying.
dead cells in the frontal lobe, no dead cells in the temporal lobe, no dead cells in the occipital lobe. You want to check her?
You know,
We're
part
on
of what
range
you
of motion
said,
right now. I can't get
part
the
of what,
data.
yeah, I'm shut off. Part of what,
Check her.
Professor Huntington, can you explain to us what you will be doing?
Well, first of all, yesterday I measured her, and I detected that her frontal lobe was working at 46%. Her frontal lobe had 46% dead cells. Her temporal lobe had 44% dead cells, and her occipital lobe had 34% dead cells. And after Jerry worked on her, I flushed the dead cells out of her brain, replaced it with new live cells, healthy cells. That's what I did, but we didn't have an opportunity to, we saw the change, but that was it.
Jerry said he saw white light when you worked on Sue. Can you tell us the kind of energy you were sending?
No, I work with transcendental energy, which is the highest level of energy. So, and I energized every cell in her brain.
After watching Eldridge removing dead brain cells from Sue, our producer asked if he can access the percentage of dead cells in her brain. And to everyone's surprise, the answer is 0. Maybe driving everyone else crazy is great exercise to keep her brain healthy. But when she asked about her daughter's migraine problem, Eldridge delivered a shocking diagnosis by just asking for her name. Eldridge correctly said she had 2 head injuries. It is information only the daycare and her family knew. He went on to remotely remove the dead cells. Although it will take months or even years to know if the migraines are gone, it is unbelievable that he was able to know such details about her illness hundreds of miles away. No one can deny that psychic abilities are a mystery that are also viewed as a conspiracy. But I really enjoyed this short meeting with Jerry. Hope you did too. What do you think a psychic's day is like? 500 years ago, they were expected to play black magic during the days, looking for little kids to kidnap and sucking out people's lives, taking their blood, and then flying out of the window and into the night. Of course, nowadays you pay top dollars to watch magic shows. Your own kids blackmail you every day, and the one sucking blood and ruining lives is the divorce lawyer your ex hired. Things may have changed a lot in the last 500 years, but it does not change our interest in people who seemingly have supernatural abilities. The kind that stand on the lines that divide us from the other side. Although psychics share the same 24-hour clock as you and I, many of them seem to work twice as hard since they start working through astral projections the moment they go to bed. But what may surprise you is what some of them do during the day. What would you say if I tell you some of them still do what we fear from them the most? The profession that earns your fear instead of your respect for what they do to you. Hope you have guessed it. Let's meet Shauna Kossoff, a psychic and an attorney. I am glad that I met Shauna in a psychic fair, as I would prefer not to face her in court. As far as I can see, she seems to be pretty good at both. I reserved a reading with Shauna because I was curious to meet a psychic with a JD degree. I was surprised to find a young lady who does not look like a psychic, much less a lawyer. She was very friendly and personable. I asked her to just read me and tell me what she felt. I was surprised when she read me like an open book. I then booked a private session with her. She gave me a complete reading and even told me about my past life. So Shauna, can you tell us, what do you do?
Thank you for asking. I am what I'd call an attorney by day and a healer teacher by evening. I still am actively doing court appearances throughout Southern California with a focus on family law. And my teaching and coaching and healing work is on the lineage of King Solomon. And I serve as a board member, board secretary, and co-founder of Mysterium Center.
That's amazing. If you were not so great as a psychic, I probably would tell you, don't quit your day job. But since you are really good, I want to ask you, why do you work at your day job as a lawyer?
I was already in my third year of law school when I got involved in the Modern Mystery School in Virginia, and at that point there was no way I was going to give up law.
So, do you think you have found your balance in life? I mean, working as a lawyer with the heart of a spiritual advisor?
Yes, I do definitely find that I've been able to find much more balance in my life through having the combination, the legal and the spiritual work. While the Modern Mystery School teachings, particularly Kabbalah, do bring in that left brain piece, I would say the spiritual work is my right brain, the legal work is my left brain, and both really give me an opportunity to reduce people's stress. The legal, through taking on their appearances so they have more time for all the other things they want to explore in their life, and the spiritual, they're helping people tap into their true passion.
Can you tell us, what is astral projection?
Astral travel is the art or science of traveling outside of the body to obtain information. Basically, it's expanding your consciousness to be able to move literally anywhere in the known or even God-known universe, which is far beyond what the human-known universe is said to be.
How often do you do astral projection?
My training is in what is called astral travel. Astral projection is something slightly different and is actually not something that I work with. I would say I astral travel, though, on literally a daily basis, and would venture to guess actually most people do as well, even if they're not quite sure what is meant by astral traveling.
I remember you took me to astral project in one of your exercises. Can you take us through a quick meditation on that?
I would like you to see a dot on a wall. Focus on the dot using all of your intention, all of your mind, all of your focus. In time, allow the dot to expand out until it covers the entire wall.
You said you hope to help disabled children. Can you share with us more on that?
I have always had a passion for working with children with disabilities. I actually did mentoring of children that have disabilities throughout my school years, and I see them really as being people with just very unique gifts something I'm currently writing a book on as well.
Do you have any advice to people who have their heart set on being a lawyer? To them, is it a tough road ahead?
You need to follow your heart when it comes to law or really any other profession. If you are going into law because you think it's going to be an easy way to earn money, get prestige, yes, you may find you'll get some of those things and far more, but I'm not going to say it's going to be an easy route or one that even necessarily all or most attorneys achieve. If your passion, though, is for law, that way of thinking, that way of being in service, then I highly recommend you go that route. Just like I said about law, if spiritual teaching, empowerment coaching, working with ancient tools of knowledge is your path, you need to follow that. Is it going to be an easy road? Not always. Will you at times have people coming to you and questioning you? Certainly. But if you follow your heart, follow your guidance, you're going to have all the support you need. The universe has an amazing way of flowing to you whatever it is you truly seek when you follow your heart.
As you can see, you don't have to be afraid of Shauna. I mean, unless you are facing her in court. Before we wrap this up, Shauna, can you lead us in a short meditation?
Close your eyes and take 3 deep, cleansing breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in love and joy and peace. Breathing out anything blocking you, anything stopping you, anything you no longer need. Letting go so you are ready to receive. The work we do here is about coming to know thyself. Only through knowing thyself can you truly honor thyself, love yourself, and love everyone in the world around you. Namaste.
Did you ever feel shortchanged watching classmates being cheered in the fields when you can hardly run? Did you ever feel like an ugly duckling at prom night? Did you ever feel second best when your parents praise your siblings? You have to admit, although one can't be the best in everything, some people do possess talent most of us do not have. Psychic intuition is one such gift. Although it is a gift not everyone wishes to have. For thousands of years, people have had to hide such gifts so they won't become an outcast in society. People have such negative views on supernatural matters. You can find very few intuitive people willing to share what they have and what they know. That was what surprised me when I met Hadi, an extremely intelligent and accomplished professional. He is intelligent, friendly, knowledgeable, very humorous, and speaks 8 different languages. Most amazing. He can go inside your brain and plant a message without touching you. He is a psychic, but also has a day job. Do you want to guess his profession? Number 1, medical doctor? How about number 2, professor? Maybe number 3, ambassador? Let me guess. You must have picked medical doctor, right? I assume that will be the logical choice if you notice the title to be psychic psychiatrist. What would you say if I tell you that you're wrong? The correct answer will be all 3. You're about to meet probably the only one in the world that is a medical doctor, a professor, and a diplomat for over 30 years. He was the alternate Egyptian delegate to the League of Arab States, deputy chief of the protocol department, deputy assistant minister for Asian affairs, and the director of international conferences department. To fulfill his diplomatic duties, he speaks Arabic, English, Spanish, German, French, and Portuguese. In plain words, he is a life coach who experienced a life in different corners of the earth. He is a psychiatrist who performs psychic healing. He is a medical doctor who provides energetic support to telepathically motivate your subconscious to alleviate psychiatric, psychosomatic diseases. During that half an hour process, you may experience positive changes in many aspects of your life. I met Dr. Hadi on a cruise. I believe he was placed on my table so he can place the treatment in my mind, because I felt he was the answer to my prayer. When I learned that he is a psychiatrist, I asked a ton of questions. I thought I heard it wrong when the doctor said he actually worked as a diplomat. Why would a doctor want to be a diplomat? But he soon helped his country and his people more while serving as a diplomat. He worked in the Egyptian Foreign Ministry in Portugal, Panama, Bolivia, the ex-Soviet Union, later the Russian Union, and then as the ambassador to Guatemala, Honduras, and Namibia. He was even decorated with the highest order of Quetzal. When I asked Dr. Hadi if he ever regretted giving up his medical career, I was very surprised when he said he did not. He continued helping people throughout his life. I was even more shocked when he told me he was a Reiki master. Most medical professionals cared little about alternative treatment like Reiki, while him, a medical doctor and a highly respected diplomat, is also a Reiki master, and help those people he can't help personally. He published the book, How to Achieve Insight and Harmony, a book you can get online. It's a great book. That is when I learned about how Dr. Eltanzi heals the body through the mind. And I experienced firsthand the treatment. By allowing him to plant an idea to my brain, it changed me. He performed the treatment without touching nor hypnotizing me. He even stayed 6 feet away. He first talked to me like a psychiatrist. I told him about my family, my interests, my work, and my goals. Then he asked me, "What do you want me to help you with?" I think I immediately said, "I want to be loved." He immediately apologized to me and said, "Sorry, I can't do that." He said he can't change people's will. It is not ethical. So I asked him to help me lose weight. Luckily, that is not on the blacklist. With one witness watching, I lied on the bed and he sat on the sofa. When he entered into my brain, I had a strong tingling feeling on my temples and head. After about 10 minutes, he said he was done. I did not feel anything till the next morning when I had no appetite standing in front of the buffet line. Believe it or not, I not only said no to food, I said no to free lobster, prime rib, and tiramisu. I did not realize till now that there were many other changes. In the 8 months since I had the treatment, I've published about 100 videos with 40 of those now on Amazon. I became happier and made more friends. I don't know how he did it, but he really did it. Now, let's meet Dr. Hadi. Dr. Hadi, can you tell us about your unique treatment?
Thank you, dear, for allowing me the chance to address the people who follow your valuable recording. Like anyone else, I wanted always to be happy. That's why it was either to achieve or to learn through experience and grow to become purer, stronger, and more mature. So I read religion, philosophy, I practiced group psychotherapy, how to live outside my psyche, and different ways of yoga, of spirituality, energy, self-mind control, hypnosis, till I find my way, including pranic healing, and I became a life coach. That's how I developed my way of healing, through which I could heal around 500 people in 18 years.
I've heard that you can be trained to be a doctor, but you have to be born with the talent to be a psychic. Do you agree? Is there anyone else in your family that shares your psychic gift?
We are born with latent psychic powers. It manifests in some people automatically, but others can be trained as well. Having peace of mind, taking courses, and being a positive person with high energy and able to listen to your inner voice, all these can help in improving psychic powers apart from the courses. In my family, my grandmother and my uncle, who was a deputy minister of foreign affairs, they always had high energy. When you sit with them, you find peace around them, and that's how I learned that to be happy, you have to be decent, and when you are decent, it's easier to have more psychic powers.
You are a trained psychiatrist with a psychic gift of healing. Can you tell us how you balance the two different skills and use both to treat your patients?
In 2016, I got intellectual property in my country for my brand new way to make a new start for your body, mind, and soul to improve, like desired, your personality and telepathically and energetically, and to alleviate psychosomatic and neurotic disorders. My treatment is painless, effortless, without medication, without any complications. But if you want me to implant the ideas you want into your subconscious, I have to let the conscious mind go. I do it with interpersonal hypnosis, which is a hypnosis without a word, to open the subconscious. Now, some people are anxious or they have some worry, and so if they have so, I try to calm them and repeat the treatment. I give a guarantee that the treatment will work.
Do you ever have any patients with negative issues after your treatment?
Though I was trained to practice group psychotherapy and the way the American used to train their astronaut to be selfless and living outside the psyche and to be troubleshooter, and other disciplines like neuro-linguistic programming, body language, and so, which use the logical mind, I always thought that training myself for energy transfer, for telepathy, to personify with other people, to use the magical powers of the mind will help me to find my way. So that's how makes the logical analysis to agree with the client on the targets, with the treatment which uses psychic power, telepathy, energy transfer, many other disciplines that I was trained on to make the final outcome and to live in peace and harmony and to be the best of your capacity.
Did you ever find your psychic gift helpful with your other jobs? I mean, as a diplomat, did you have a hunch on what you needed to say or do? Or did you try to block that gift so you can act like a regular diplomat?
The study of psychiatry and psychology and other culture helped me to grow and analyze people, understand how to approach them and deal with them in a loving way. And it helped me also in political analysis, because finally politics is made by people. But the psychic powers, I refrain to use them in my daily context, because I think that what goes around comes around. The world, the universe echoes what you send. So I try to keep myself clean in a way to have peace inside and to get what I really deserve and to be honest with people as much as I can.
In closing, are there some thoughts or words that you would like to share?
I got much encouragement of the leading psychiatrists in my country and of the medical syndicate to make my treatment a new branch of psychiatry. And also from the hundreds of people I treated, and some of them were psychiatrists or doctors or engineers or professors, and some became healers. But as Socrates told, sharing joy double it, sharing pain divide it into half. So my best joy is when I see you become the person you want, to have the peace inside, to manage your energy the best way, and to be the person you want, and to share in the good things in this world. So through my contact details, please feel free to contact me if you like. That will be very gratifying for both of us.
Today we will meet with a psychic who gave up her successful interior design career to fulfill her dream. She was a realtor writing real estate contracts, but now she is writing channeled messages from spirits and writing spiritual books. Frances's life changed in 2003 after the untimely and unexpected death of her son Damon. Frances was lost till she met Tim Braun, a loving medium who took her on her spiritual journey. After getting her son's loving messages passed through Tim, she got several automatic writing messages from her son through people around her. The messages comforted her but also motivated her to learn automatic writing so she could communicate with her loved ones and help others to do it also. During this period of soul development, she became a medium herself, and her main channel is Amadeus. She has now learned to love herself, trust in herself, and to teach the world what she has learned. She has become a level 2 Reiki healer, a Theta healer, psychic, and medium. Frances was an interior designer. Now she has remodeled herself from the inside out. Frances did not make the change to seek money nor fame. She wants to share her life-changing experience with others. In Frances's 2014 book, It Is I, Amadeus, Channeled Messages from Spirit, she encouraged everyone to love of self and rediscover the lost vibration. Frances also teaches spiritual enlightenment conversations, family meditation, and automatic writing channeling. Most of us probably don't even know what is automatic writing. Think of it as a Ouija board without the board. You would start by inviting your angel, your spirit guides, or your higher self to answer your questions, just like playing a Ouija board, except you would specifically ask it to come from love and light. You can write, or you can use the keyboard. It may sound pretty simple, but the difficult part is to allow the words to flow from your hands without thinking. Don't try to judge what was written. If you can't do that, you will be better off getting a fortune cookie than trying to automatic write. Then you can interpret what you wrote. If there is a message for you, even if you totally messed up on the writing part, you still have a chance to get the right message if you can interpret it. But since there's no way for anyone to know who or what was behind the automatic writing, or if it is really automatic writing, most people have problems believing its authenticity. When we asked Frances to demonstrate automatic writing, I did notice her writing seemed to be different when the channeling started. But it is still difficult to know who was on the other end of the channel. With these many questions, we decided to seek help from Frances.
You will close your eyes with me and do a meditation, and then an entity will use my voice to talk to you. You'll ask questions, and it's best to have them written down so you know what direction you want to take. And the entity will answer you with a new perspective on the things that you're questioning.
I know you wrote a book. I hope you don't mind me asking. Did you write the book by yourself? Or did you do it through automatic writing?
I published a book, It Is I, Amadeus, Channeled Messages from Spirit, and it was debuted in 2014. The book is really about my story, my walk into spirituality, and what it means to me. I did write the book with automatic writing. My guides sit with me often when I'm writing and bring in messages to me. And all the parts in the book that are journal entries came directly from my private journal, where I meditate and write with them most every day of the week. So excited to let you know it has become a published book,
And it does have those from the other side helping me out.
Thank you for sharing that information with us. Whether you consider people's psychic ability as a gift or something demonic, you should look at them and their gifts with an open mind. I have to admit that I have always been fascinated about psychics, like horoscopes, palm reading, past life regression, to tarot card reading. If it falls within my entertainment budget, I will be there. Of course, that probably tells you how cheap I am. After I wrapped up most of my responsibilities 2 years ago, I decided to go for my dreams. I spent a lot of time mystery digging. One subject I like most is all matters psychic. I attended angel, Reiki, and psychic classes. I attended several psychic fairs, and that is where I met Deborah. I booked a private session with her, but it soon turned to a group meeting after my spirit guides joined in. To make a long story short, we had a very interesting conversation. Our team decided to attend Deborah's bi-monthly mediumship demo in Irvine. There were about 15 people in attendance. After the opening mediation, Deborah started to pass messages she received. Unlike the Long Island medium where Teresa Caputo only gives messages to a specific person in a group, Deborah gave messages to everyone there. I got some more messages from my mom and sister, and watched as the others' reactions to the messages were absolutely stunning.
Don't worry, because you worry a lot. Do you understand that? And it's also about, it's about learning how to speak your truth. Talking to you and telling you that it's about coming back to where you belong again.
After 2 hours of tears flowing down and smiles popping up, Deborah stopped the session at 9 p.m. Although I can't show you the medium session other than these few pictures, I did get some quick feedbacks. Here we go.
How do you like the reading?
I found the readings to be very right on. She identified a friend of mine, she identified a second cousin, and she identified my mother.
Can you tell me how do you feel about today's section?
I think it was really great. I mean, I kind of came with an open mind and had no expectations, but, just listening to her, what she said for me and others was actually really amazing, and she just gave a lot of confirmation and really, hit the nail on the head with everything. Obviously it felt very real and honest, so very appreciative of her.
Thank you very much. How about you?
Oh, I thought it was great. I mean,
is there any information that you didn't expect to come out that came?
yes, definitely.
And it's very specific?
I guess for me, just I have been able to have contact with my father since he passed away.
Oh,
And
okay.
it was very sudden, so it's been 13 years and it's been haunting me, so.
Okay, great. So you got your closure? Kind of?
Kind of.
Okay.
Another one-on-one session.
Thank you so much. Okay.
The meeting was the first medium experience for most people there, but everyone seemed to be happy with the experience.
Hi, my name is Deborah Hickey. I am a psychic medium and I communicate with those on the other side.
This is Ken Peters. Thank you for watching.